So let's begin. I'd like to start with the dragon form. So this form is going to help us with our kidneys, the kidney chi, which helps us to take any fear energy that we have living in our bodies right now and transfigure it into courage and into willpower. Okay, so you're going to take a really nice wide stance with the legs coming into horse stance, and begin by bringing your hands to the middle of the thighs, maybe even just above the upper knees, and pulse here for a moment, finding your breath. Let the breath be audible. And tune into the reality of the breath, as it's going to give you a very honest read about what your point of departure is. Okay? So settling deep into it, weave up your fingers, rotate the palms of your hands to face away from your chest, and push the hands at the level of your heart out as far forward as you can, and then lift the hands up. Release the weaving of the fingers and open the arms out to the side. So have a peek here, and then we'll oscillate through the form side to side together. I'm going to begin by rotating my lunge. I'm flexing vigorously through my wrists. I'm going to take my top arm up on a full extended high. So I'm elongating and extending up out of the nucleus of the shoulder joint. And I'm not sure if you can see my back foot, but I'm rolling my back foot deep into the floor. And then I'm going to pulse here for a moment. This is dragon. And then I'm going to come back through. And ground the chi. And we'll do the very same thing on the other side, okay? So, bring your arms out in front of you. Press the palms away from your chest. Irradiate through the fingers and through the spaces between the fingers. Let's all turn to the right. So rotate the toes of the right foot to the right. Take the right arm back. Deep flexion through both hands. Roll the back, the outer edge of the left foot deep into the space beneath the floor. Reach the left arm on high. Pulse. Find the feeling of the breath. Feel for rivulets of flow in areas of your physical being that you ordinarily don't feel movement. Release the pulsation, come back through the center. Ground the chi. Inhale, lift the hands. Push forward. We're going to rotate the other way. So toes of the left foot are going to face to the left. Take the right arm up. Rotate the right foot into a 60-degree angle. Reach up on high out of the nucleus of your right shoulder joint, up through the pad of the right palm, and then twist, looking back to the left thumb, climbing up out of the shell of the pelvis, come back through to center. Bring energy into your dantian, into your creative life force hub in the core. Lift energy up to your heart. Push it forward. Let's do it once more in each direction. So rotate the big toe of your right foot to the right. Begin to draw the right arm back. Take the left arm up. Deep flex. Set the gaze, even if you can only partially catch the visual of the right thumb out of the corner of the right eye. Be oriented visually in that direction. Pulsing. Breathing. Being. Thawing out. Come back through to center. Unraveling, undoing, unlearning, unstitching. Ground the chi. Lift the energy up to the level of the heart. Collapsing and rearranging there for a moment's time in the ball of the belly. Push the arms forward. And then to the left. Rotate the left big toe to the side. Deep flexion through both wrists. Elongate and extend through the spine and pulse here. Explore and include as many iterations of micro movements as you can. Invite your fascia to really be part, coming back through to center now please. Invite your fascia to really be part of what's happening here. The matrix right underneath the skin that's holding the patterns, the structures, the constellations of either life or in this cycle of time, potentially stress. Again, unlearn, unravel, undo. In the meantime, lift your hands up to the level of the heart. Push the arms forward. Rotate your hands. This is a beautiful, simple gesture that helps to awaken all the meridians. Hands rolling in once, internally and externally once. Beautiful. Push the arms forward. Ground the chi and step through to center. Have your feet please at the width of your hips. So we're going to do dragon, another dragon form. Again, this is for our kidneys. So you want to, as you're exploring this dragon, yield to as much collapsing and rearranging, the drawing in a form and the releasing of form as you possibly can. Explore how that's happening in the ball of the belly, the front, and in the house of the kidneys here in the life gate in the back, okay? So really let yourself soften. And if you've got any mental resistance or physical resistance, meet it with the medicinal resistance that is the practice itself. Because when resistance meets resistance, then there's an opening, there's a softening. Okay, so have a peek here. I'm going to turn to the diagonal for this demo so you can see. I'm going to let the dragon go back and out and up and out. I'm keeping the palm of my hand facing up the entire time. So this is humming dragon, so you can actually do it with some sound technology. And remember, friends, that sound goes where nothing else can, right? So you want to send the sound into the systems of your body, into the tuning forks of your bones, into the super highways of your blood, and into the major epicenters of your kidneys, your heart, your lungs, and your brain. Okay, so let's give this a try. Bring the right hand to the sacral area with the palm facing out. And we're going to bring the left hand back, out, up, out, back, behind the body, out, up, out, back, out, up, out. Try it with some sound. Doing a movement methodology, your sound is going to undulate, it's going to waver, it won't necessarily sound like your ideal sound. But let all that happen. Bring your left hand now back to your low back, palm of the hand facing away. We'll do the same thing now on the other side. So right arm back, out, up, out, back, out, up, out, back, out, up, out. momentarily flex the hands, press the chi down into the center of the earth, and then bring it back up into the palms of your hands. Bring it in front of you. Bring it into the lower dantian of the belly. Lift energy up to your heart. Push the energy forward. Rotate the palms in. And then out. Full extension through the hands as you're doing so. And release the hands. Moving now into crane. So the crane is about the heart. The crane is about fire, and the crane is about joy. So it's taking any energy of sadness or uncertainty and transforming it through the form, through the elemental core essence of the form, transforming any of the sadness or uncertainty into peacefulness, into joy, okay? So watch here. I'll demonstrate and then we'll practice together. So, standing on both feet, please, having your feet at the width of your hips. Draw the middle fingers of each of your hands up the outer midline of the thighs, across the outer hips, up alongside the ribs, all the way up into the pit of the armpit if you can. Take the arms out and up. Point the fingertips towards the earth and drop your head back in grace and embodied surrender. Inhale here. Now rotate your gaze to face forward. And we're going to stand on the left leg and kick the right leg forward. Pause here for a moment. You can either keep your hands as they are, or you can come into a mudra, which is going to further integrate the medicine and the levity of this form. Again, we're using this form to become bright and ardent alchemists of circumstance and of essence and of the life energy that's inside of our bodies. Lift the life energy through the left leg all the way up into the shell of the pelvis, into the ball of the belly, into the heart. Maybe you want to curl the index fingers into the pit of the thumb and then join the tip of the thumb to the tip of the middle finger and the ring finger and fully extend the pinky fingers of both hands. I recognize that was one heck of a sustain there, but I bet you did great. Take the right leg back. Now, here, it's important to remember that the back leg, in this case your right leg, doesn't have to be up high. It can be up high, but it doesn't have to be up high. Point your fingers down towards the floor. You should feel that immediately in your wrists. Now pull your shoulder blades back and down, and then lift. Now lift the chest, and see if you can swim a little bit. Fly, like the sandhill cranes that are flying victoriously through our skies right now, reminding us of the rhythms that have not stopped. The panorama of possibility, the privilege of peace. Bring the right leg back down to standing. Open both hands and then scoop. Scoop the chi up in front of you. Push the chi. Ground. Lift the energy up to your heart. Offer it forward. One circle going inward and one circle going outward. Ground the chi again. Hands up the side body. Lots of space. Remember, the space is attained and sustained by wiggling around inside of the so-called solid outer body, right? Let the inner body become soft like a snail. Let it move freely. be an organic revelation. There's no one manual or correct way to go about this. This is very organic. Fingertips down, head hanging. Gaze forward. Stand on your right leg, please, and give a hearty kick through the left leg. Curl the index fingers into the pit of the thumb. Join the tip of the thumb to the middle finger and the ring finger. Take the left leg out to the side and then back. Embody your animal energy. Pull the shoulders symmetrically back. Find your wings. Lift your chest now. Lift your heart. Bring fire to the hearth of your heart. Swim, fly. Find the feeling of freedom, even if it's just for half of a hot second. Find the feeling of freedom and flow in the deep threads of your spine. Inhale as deeply as you can. Inhale like you're never gonna get a chance to breathe in again. Breathe in. Bend the right knee, bring the left leg back and down behind you. And open the hands, bring that energy forward. Bring it into the dantian in a circular microcosmic orbit. Push it forward. One rotation inward. And one rotation outward. And bring the hands home to the dantian. Still staying in the theme of the crane here for a moment. For the demo, I'm going to turn to the side so that you can see where we're going. So I'm going to start with a deep penetrative inhalation. Like a crane spreading its wings, no thought. It's the art of no mind, no mind. Okay, let's try that. I'm just going to stay in this side orientation for the visual, okay? Inhale deep. We're going to begin by throwing the left wing back. Just like in the dragon, there's a deep flex in both of the wrists for this, okay, as you spread your wings. So inhale deep. Exhale through the cannon shape of a circular lip. Looking beyond the tip of the left middle finger, and then melt into it. Don't worry about how far back you're going or not going. It's never about the intensity of the shape that you're making. It's always about the caliber of relaxation that you can access and how the practice brings you home. Inhale deep. Beautiful. And then I'm going to rotate to the other side. We'll do the same thing. White crane opening its wings. Inhale. Relax into it. Inhale. Inhale. one more time, just because there is such a rightness about this form. Inhale. Bring your hands to the dantian. And tune in. Practicing the art of noticing. The art of observing. Allowing yourself to become a more and more sensitized and stable human being in this time. Sensitized and stable. Less numbness, more awareness. Okay? So I want to move now into the quantum ballet iteration of the crane. So very similar, but the end of the form is a bit different. So have a peek here. So in this form, here in a moment, you want to get as much spiraling rotation in the arms, in the wingspan. So your dragon forms really helped to open up the fascia in the shoulders, in the neck, in the chest, in the low back, in the kidneys. You've done a lot of spiraling action that's helped to open up your wrists. Be a living lucidity conduit. Take the life force out from your heart to the ends of your extremities. Feel the brilliance in the tips of your fingers and in the tips of your toes. So let's give this a try. We'll do it once on each side. Okay, so inhale. Deep flexion through the wrists. Standing on the right leg, kick the left leg forward. Take the leg out to the side. Bring the left big toe first to the floor, then the ball of the foot, and then the heel. All 10 toes are oriented straight forward on the northern axis. So bring your upper body into the diagonal force, okay? Left arm is pretty parallel with the left leg, and then we're gonna spiral through the wrists and the fingers and go the other way. Pull the spine like a ribbon of life force up and out of the pelvis. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Let the practice pull you out of your animal brain and into your sattvic nature, into the part of you that's undeniably incandescent. Bring it all home. And then relax the arms alongside your body. Inhale up. And shift the gaze to face forward. Come to standing on the left leg, please. Kick the right leg forward and out to the side. Bring the right big toe to the floor, the ball of the foot to the floor, the heel to the floor. Those are the grounding points, but lift up through the eye of the arch of the right foot, and then bring the arms into the diagonal force. Open heart, fire of the heart, joy of the heart. Joy is when knowing knows itself. So as you lift your heart and your neck and your head, take it through the full portfolio of gesture possibilities, the full alphabet of movements. maybe you can hear me making these little these little life force noises that I make when I practice. Never be shy about letting that out. That's part of the cascade of releases that want and need to happen in order for us to fully, undeniably come home into the grace that is our original nature, okay? To come out of this apocalyptical consciousness that has been creating compression and a contraction in our awarenesses, okay? So for our last set of sequences, I wanna move into the tiger. The tiger has to do with our lungs, and has to do with the element of metal, and it has to do with transforming grief. We've all been experiencing our individuated grief, and we've been experiencing the collective planetary grief for our world species right now. So this tiger is going to help us out with that. We're going to start in the same place that we did with dragon, which is this quintessentially useful horse stance, okay? Watch here. If you feel like going all the way down is kicking your butt, and believe me, I know how that feels. I was doing this form earlier this morning and I was like, whoa, that's kicking my butt. So if that's the immediate, sensation that's targeting you when you get into the form, just back it up a little bit. Come into a more beginner's iteration. That's fine. You're not going to get anything less out of the stance, okay? So either here or here. Watch, please. Some of you are already familiar with the tiger's claw. So I'm bending the first segment of my fingers. This has an immediate translation in the biochemistry of the brain. So good for the transfiguration of grief, okay? So I'm going to push the energy forward with the tiger claw, full elongation through the arms. And now I'm going to collapse. I'm actually going to swivel to the side so you can see what's happening in my spine. And this is going to help me with my lung meridian. This is very important. So watch my spine. I'm pulling my navel back towards my spine and up towards the diaphragm and the bottom of the heart. I'm pulling my shoulders back and down. And then I'm going to straighten my spine, lift my arms, and I'm going to squeeze my shoulder blades together as if I'm going to take hold of a pencil. And then I'm going to hang my head back. Okay, so let's start with that. Bring your feet nice and wide if they're not already into your horse stance. Come into the first or the second expression of the form. Bring the energy to your dantian. Whew. And then bring the energy up to your heart, which is already so open through the fire medicine of the crane. Feel the wings of your arms. And then push. We haven't established the tiger claw yet. Let's just push the hands forward in an undeniable openness. Now, bend the first segments of the hand or the fingers. Pull the shoulders down. Pull the navel in and then collapse through the spine a little bit. Massaging the lung meridian. Good. Now, as you straighten the spine, take the arms up. And then bend the elbows. Imagine that you had, 100-pound weight in each of the hands, which is going to allow your resistance to meet some resistance, which is then going to create softness, which is going to give you the key to empty force. Now pull the shoulder blades together. This is big medicine. Push the chest forward, hang the head back. Stabilizing the compression in the tiger claw. Look forward very slowly, taking really good care of your neck. I'm going to drop my hands back behind my outer thighs, and I'm keeping the tiger claw mudra. I'm going to flex as if I'm pushing my hands against a wall behind me, and I've got my tiger arms back behind me on low for the beginner's form, or up as high as you can take them for a more advanced form. Okay? Never get hung up on beginner advanced. It just really doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're here now in it. Inhale deep. Bring the hands down. Normalize the north-south axis of your spine. Bring the hands over the thighs and knees and out in front of you. And forward. Circle in once. And out once. Tiger claw, lift the arms. Watch. I love this one. It moves so much energy. Are you sweating? I'm sweating. I miss sweating with you in the room. I can't wait till we can be back together in that way. But for now, we're getting so crafty, meeting through the screen. I love it. Okay, so make your claw. Find your spine. Find your lungs. Take the arms up. Find your horse stance, bring the arms down, and then reach the left arm over and take hold of your lungs with the right arm, as if you're gonna tuck the right fist into the armpit. So, and come back through to center, and the other way. Relax the hands, release the tiger claw mudra, straighten the legs, and then collapse the spine one more time. Massage the lung meridian. And straightening up. All right. I was simply leaning in to do a time check, and I see that we're out of time. I'm notorious for always running over. I have, 25 years of things I want to share with you. So keep tuning in, please. Keep tuning in for these power practice sessions. Tomorrow we'll be moving into some meditative methodologies, primarily focusing on your breathing body. So I hope very much to see you at 11:30 here in this way. Before we all go our separate ways, take a second to bring your hands to your dantian. Take the next moment to breathe really deep. First into your kidneys. And then into your heart. And then into your lungs. Namaste, friends. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Hope to see you soon.